then she's going to put it back to you.
All right, perfect. So now I'm going to make you host again, Gary. Hold on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let me just do a quick introduction for you, Gary, okay?
Okay, let's get something on the screen here.
Okay. Even though
All
it
right.
sounds like you did a really good introduction of
You're
yourself
host
so
now.
far.
Okay, I can see that. All right, maybe I should bring up just something. 1 second here, Sunny, and then so I can come to a spot where I can, where is it here? View, switch windows, come here. And I'll just put some information about myself and let you introduce me, Sunny, so everyone knows who I am. Go ahead. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you, Gary. We just want to actually welcome everyone and thank you for participating today at our commercial networking and training with Gary. Gary is a good friend of mine since 2003, and he is the current president of ICI World. He actually was a previous president of the chapter there, CCIM, and he's extremely qualified. He's been in the industry about almost, what is it, about 35, 40 years, Gary?
Well, 1974 to today, what's that, 47 years?
Yeah, so about almost 50 years, which is a blessing for all of us to have someone of such experience and caliber. He's also a coach and a mentor, and he's extremely familiar with commercial, and he's also has a good handle on all parts of the real estate industry. So we want to go ahead and welcome Mr. Gary Nuscat, my good friend, and go ahead and enjoy the next hour, hour and a half of training. And please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sunny. And I gotta thank you, Sunny. And I think all of us kind of thank you for helping put all us people together, because networking with other people is a strength. It's an education. And one thing I know that I've learned over the years is that the more you learn, the more you actually find out you don't know. So I'm learning every day. We learn something new every day, and I'm learning all the time. And our whole service of ICI World actually was built from people just like yourselves that provided feedback on what it is that we're doing, just like the way Brian was suggesting, can we have a have and want service? That's exactly what we've built from other brokers saying the same thing. And to show you how quickly and the experience that we've got to help each and every one of you, we actually provide one-on-one coaching seminars to help you learn how to do all of this. And we do that by you making an appointment with us. It's included in your membership if and when you were to ever join, and we provide this one-on-one assistance to you. And to give an example of how a connection can be made for a motel, I'm going to actually open up a screen here. Let me go here.
Can we just mute the people that?
Yeah, I was just going to say, can everyone please mute yourself while Gary's speaking? Thank you.
Okay, and then if you do have questions, please type them in the chat window right away. And Sunny is gonna watch the questions coming in along with them and Amanda.
Hello.
And then if you see a question coming
Can we
in.
just, one moment, can we hang in there, please?
Okay.
Is there any way, Amanda, is there any way to mute everyone, please?
Gary's host, so he has to do it.
Just hold a second.
If you go to participants, Gary, and then at the bottom, there's a button that says mute all.
Okay, I'm gonna muted myself. Hang on, I'm gonna have to hit the down arrow.
Put mute all.
I'm looking for the mute all.
Click on participants, and there's a button.
Oh,
at the
in
bottom.
participants. Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yep.
And mute all. Okay, I'm gonna say yes. Okay, so I've actually done that. Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You could go ahead now.
Okay, so everyone can just hear me. So is there a way that I can unmute Sunny and you?
Everyone can unmute themselves, but we have everyone muted as a mandatory, like automatic. So you're good now.
Okay, very good. So Amanda and Sunny, if you keep an eye on the chat window, I encourage people to ask questions as we go through here, and then you can ask the question because I'm not watching the chat window. I'd like
For
you.
sure, yeah, I'm monitoring the chat window. Any questions, any feedback, any special links, any special notes that you see, I'll be typing it out and posting it there. We're gonna try to help everyone out here.
Okay, so now that we're underway, we're going to move along fairly quickly. Everyone should have a notepad and paper to take notes as we go along, because I'm going to be giving you some websites that you can check out and go learn some of these things on your own time. But we had Sia, who's one of our participants today. I asked a question: does anyone have a property that they know of is available for sale that is not on MLS? Does anybody have a property that's coming for sale in the next 1, 2, 3 months that's not on MLS? And so Sia put up his hand, and he had a motel in the Greater Toronto area. And I'm going to show him how fast you can make a connection for this kind of stuff without even putting it on the Toronto Real Estate Board. Some people believe that the only way you can sell real estate is with MLS. I've served on MLS committees in my time. I can tell you that it is not the only way. It's the best way. If you can get a signed listing, you get immediate exposure on the internet. It's wonderful. But when you have an information service, you can put that information today on the internet, and it can trigger a lead just like an MLS listing can trigger a lead. But there's a special way to do it, and you better not do it until you hear the rest of the seminar on how to be compliant with RECO, the Real Estate Council of Ontario, in this case. And anybody listening from Florida, United States, or the rest of the world, everyone has their own licensing body, and we're going to show you how to be compatible with your licensing body if you're listening to this recording at a later time. But if we're searching for a buyer of a motel, I'm actually going to click on the word search. So any of our websites, all of these are other websites that we've designed, over 20 of them. They all have the same 4 choices that you see here. I'm going to click on commercial. You could also click on business because it's a motel, but I'm going to click on commercial. And right off the bat, you're going to see something special called keyword. And you'll see all the different kinds of properties here: banquet centers, car washes, daycare centers, restaurants, fast food, you name it, they're all here. And you can just simply click on one of these. And in this case, I want to leave it. I'm going to remove Greater Toronto. I'm going to start with just Canada and Ontario. And I'm going to change this from the haves and wants to a want. And the reason I'm changing it to a want is because Sia has a motel available for around $3 million, not on MLS. And I'm going to show him how to make $100,000 in the next few days here by choosing the wants on ICI World for hotels in Ontario. And I'm going to go down to the bottom, and I'm going to leave it on age, sorting on age. And I'm going to do a search and see if there's any buyers or sellers for hotels and motels. And lo and behold, we have 21 buyers of hotels and motels. You tell me if that isn't fantastic. Do you agree or disagree? Type your answers in the chat window if you could.
Gary, we have a question.
Yes. Sure.
It says, will this work for me as a mortgage broker and an investor?
The answer is yes. We actually have a mortgage broker membership that you can have. You have to make a separate appointment for that, and we'll show you how that works. One of the mortgage brokers I spoke to before the meeting also had a real estate license. And we have something special. If you have a real estate license and a mortgage brokerage license, there's something special that we can do for you as well. Now, these haves and wants that are being placed worldwide on our service makes it one special place in the world that all brokers can go to for 2 main reasons. Number one, to find the haves and wants that you can connect with, but something else very special that I'm so excited about and want to share it with the world. And I want to thank Sunny and each of you to pass this on. All this information can now be placed on your website with one link. In other words, we feel that every one of you listening in today, your website should become a portal to the world haves and wants. Do you think that is a good idea? Answer is yes or no in the chat window. I'm getting some yeses and agrees. This is wonderful, people. This is exciting what you're answering here, because we've now done it. It's available to you. And I'm just going to give you a brief glimpse right now of one website. It's from an EXP member. I'll show your website in a moment, Sonny, because Sonny has a website as well. But there's Tom Pileggi, and he happens to be an EXP member. I believe he's EXP. Hang on, I better make him is Tom Pileggi EXP. Where does it say he's got his own
Yep, the
website?
logo's there. We see it
Where is it?
at the top of the website,
Oh, sorry, pardon me.
right-hand corner. Yep.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's because my screen that I'm seeing people is actually blocking it on my screen. That's why I didn't see it initially. So here's an EXP member. And what we do is if I go to this industrial commercial investment, you'll see he's got a number of choices here. Search world commercial real estate properties, search Ontario commercial. And I'm going to actually click on search on, actually, I'll click on this other one, search world commercial. And you're going to see the same form come up that you saw just a moment ago on our main ICI World website. So you can have that same form. Every one of you can have that same form on your website. It gets better. Watch this. If he does a search, the same search that we did a moment ago, where we go down and we find hotels, and then we change this to a want, and then we change this to Canada, and then Ontario, and then we go down to the bottom and search the database and click on this OK. Bingo, up comes the listings. And you can see all the wants for hotels. You tell me if that isn't exciting. It gets better. Let's pretend now that this is your website. Each and every one of you attending today, pretend that this is your website. When someone clicks here, the first thing they're going to want to do is they're going to want to click on one of these numbers. And let's say they're interested in this one here. They try to click on it and they cannot do it. Now I have a question for each and every one of you. If a customer, a prospect, a client comes to your website and they see that buyer for hotels because they have a hotel for sale, even somebody that doesn't know you, and they want more information, and this is your website, who do they have to call? Please type it in the chat window. And I'm going to ask everyone, because sometimes we get a wrong answer because of misunderstandings. The answer I'm getting is me. The answer is yes. High five to every single one of you. High five. Isn't that wonderful? In other words, this website is triggering leads for you because the customer cannot click on that message number. Now, you have two choices. If you are a residential real estate salesperson, the chances are you might not even want to go and sell this property. Maybe you want nothing to do with businesses. You don't want to sell commercial. You don't want to sell duplexes or triplexes or maybe little apartment buildings. You can do a referral. You can call that other broker and say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? Just by having this on your website. The very next person that comes to your website and they click on that and they come down here and they see one of these, they have no choice but to call you. They have no choice. So this gives you an opportunity to do a referral if you don't want to service it. You can call the other broker and say, listen, I have a lead for you. I have someone that I know that has a motel on north of the GTA for approximately $3 million. It's mostly land value. And why don't you contact them? And if you're able to get the listing and do a sale, is a 25% of the listing portion okay with you? Now, if this is a $3 million property at 4%, that's a total of $120,000, $60,000 on the selling end, $60,000 on the listing end. You would get 25% of the $60,000 for the listing portion, which is $15,000 for doing a 5-minute referral. Is it happening? You bet it is. We have one Remax agent that has done 15 referrals. If you figure that each referral is 5 minutes each, that is a total of 75 minutes of that person's time over a period of 3 to 4 months. And he made a total of $45,000 in that case. And that's because he was in a community where the listings were lower priced. It was up in Peterborough at the time, but prices have gone up all over since then. But the point is, you can trigger a lead to do referrals. Now, if you had a buyer looking for something, or somebody was looking for a hotel for sale, they can change this have and want to a have. I've still got it on hotels. These are less than 3 months old, by the way, people. These listings are all less than 3 months old, just like MLS. You have a 90-day listing. The listings here appear for 90 days. This is extra important for existing members to recognize that if your listings go past 90 days old, they will not show up on the following search that we have here. Now, there's a little glitch here. I'm going to switch it to USA and switch it back to Canada because we lost Ontario, and I'm going to put Ontario there. This is cutting edge technology, and we've got to work on fixing little things like that. It's been like that for many years, but we'll do it in the next upgrade. I'm going to sort these hotels and motels by price and do a search database and do an okay here. And bingo, these are 15 opportunities for hotels and motels. Oopsie daisy, did I click the wrong one? Hang on. Hotels and motels available for sale from $37.5 million on down. You tell me that isn't fantastic. Now, if somebody saw one of these and they were interested in one of these, they will try to click on that number. They cannot click on that number. So the moment this is installed on your website, the very next person that sees any one of these listings, they have to call you. There is no other choice. They have to call you. So they're going to call you up and say, I'm interested in this property in Niagara Falls, message number 400-866. Can you help me? Everyone should say, yes, I can help you. I will have someone call you back. You get a hold of the broker who's got this listing, and you could say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? And again, if this happens to be a 5%, that's $150,000 commission, 75 to the listing broker, 75 to the selling. We're getting brokers with commissions from $150,000 to $300,000 regular that they're making here. The other option is you could call Sonny and say, Sonny, could you help me sell that particular property in Niagara Falls? I've got a buyer who's interested. That's the hotel that they're interested in. And then you could work a deal with Sonny where he can help you sell that property and teach you how to sell a business. Isn't that wonderful? So that's how that's done. Any questions on this?
Yeah, someone asked a question, please, Gary. They said, when the listing is sold, does it show the price, the sold
No.
price?
No, and I'm so glad you asked that question.
That's Shelley.
Or Shelley, thank you, Shelley. Shelley, that's a great question. And it brings up several things that it's good to know about an information listing service that is different from an MLS service. An information listing service, we deal with a lot of confidential information that is not on real estate boards. On an MLS, you got the name of the owner, they report solds. In fact, you can get in trouble if you don't report solds within 48 hours. You got the legal size, lot size description. Well, an information listing service is not that. It's not an MLS service. Yes, we have a database that you can search. Yes, we can sort properties by price. Yes, we can search properties by business area, and we can search the haves and search the wants. But these listings, 75% of them are not on MLS. And so it's more like classified ads in a newspaper. Think of it. A classified ad in a newspaper You can type in any one of these things in a classified ad. And we teach you how to put them in on a structured basis by usually putting the location first, in this case, Niagara Falls, the type of property next, it's a motel, the price and the size, and maybe something a little bit about the property, ready for business, fully renovated. We teach you how to construct that subject line so that it is effectively reaching tens of thousands of people instantly, and people who are interested can immediately say, I am interested in that property. And by the way, people, doing that, when you get a call, you don't have to even try to qualify the people on the phone. I would not try to qualify them on the phone originally, because to be quite honest, they're probably already qualified. They know the price, they know the area, they already know what type of property it is. They actually are well qualified. In fact, the mortgage brokers that I'm talking to online, we had a situation where we got a report from the people that were doing mortgage financing in the United States. They were the best qualified calls that they ever got from any service they ever placed their financing on, because they were so well qualified. Because who's going to come here? There's no Disney World characters here. There's no fun and games. It's actually quite dry information when you think about it. Who's interested in net operating incomes, cap rates, and prices and square footages? You know, maybe us crazy people a little bit because we've been in it so long and that's part of our business. But the point is that it will qualify the buyer or seller. It's money making stuff to trigger a lead from a qualified buyer or seller. The other important thing is here, if you want to learn how to do business, and you might even speak to this a little bit, Sonny, here in less than 1 minute, Sonny, that some of you are been in residential real estate for many years. Can you put in the number of years you've been in residential real estate? And then I'll ask you a number of years in commercial real estate. Can you type it in the chat window, just the number of years in residential real estate first, please? Just type it in the chat window, if you could. Very good. I'm getting 4. Some others, 5 years, 20 years, 2 years. Okay, so this is excellent, excellent. So there's a lot of very experienced people online right now. And for all the experienced people, this should be exciting, because we've been doing residential real estate for many years. I was doing residential for 15 years before I got into commercial. And I'm going to give you some special places where you can get some training. And if you mark this down, it's called ccim.com. There are courses being run in the Greater Toronto area every 2, 3, 4 months. You have to find out by going to the website, ccim.com. You can also go to the chapter website, and I'm going to encourage all of you to join the local chapter. Now, you can join the chapter. You do not have to be a CCIM to join the chapter. But to become the president of the chapter, I happen to be a past president of the chapter, you have to be a CCIM. But I started by joining the chapter. I was a residential salesperson back in the 1980s, and then switched over eventually to commercial after taking CI 101. Now, the number one course I'm going to recommend is called CI 101. Everyone should consider taking CI 101, if you could mark that down. And I'm going to get you the telephone number, and I'm going to give it to you over the phone, for the president of the chapter. And even if you get this number after this year, the gentleman will be a past president, and every member of the board of directors has always been helpful to help other people get into the CCIM program. It's known to be the best commercial real estate program in the world. It's the PhD of commercial real estate for real estate brokers and salespeople. It's put on by the National Association of Realtors out of Chicago. They have a division called the CCIM Institute, which confers the degree CCIM. And so that CCIM designation, you can apply for it. And to learn more about it, you could call the president of the chapter. His telephone number is 416-303-2000. 2119. And his name is Sarnail Singh, Sarnail, last name Singh, Singh. He's the president this year, and I would call him up to join the chapter. Is a great place to start. We have the way Sunny is conducting these live meetings, and the chapter also conducts meetings, and they have lawyers present and people telling you how to evaluate businesses. All kinds of things are going on within the chapter as well to help you become good in commercial real estate. And that's how I started, by taking the CI 101, which helps you understand the before and after tax consequences of investing in any income producing real estate, how to evaluate it, understand it before tax and after tax, and to compare multiple investments, all these kinds of things. And people, it will be good for yourselves. You will learn how to make a picture of an investment and give that picture to the people you just showed the property to show them how it makes money. So when they leave you and say, I want to think about it, they take away this picture. This picture is an analysis of the before and after tax of how you make money in real estate. So when they go back to talk to their family members, their advisors, their lawyer, their accountant, whoever's giving them advice, they could say, oh no, don't buy it, don't buy it, don't buy it. What's the reason? Well, they say, well, it's too much taxes. And they say, well, here's the taxes. We've worked it into the analysis. They say, oh, well, this is going up, or you're going to have credit losses. Well, here's the credit losses taken into account. You will have such a good picture that you can handle any objection that they might come back at you with, except maybe lowering the price a little bit, because you always try to get the price a little lower. But it will justify them purchasing that particular property, and it will help you do deals where you didn't do deals before. How many times you show a property and then you say, you know, can we make an offer? And they say, I want to think about it. Has anybody ever had anybody say, I want to think about it in the chat window? I want to think about it. Has anybody ever heard that before? Have some fun with me, people. I like to make sure people are still listening here. And okay, so thank you so much. I appreciate your feedback. So I know that I'm reaching people here speaking, because keep in mind, we've got everyone muted at the moment to make this a clear presentation. Thank you so much for your feedback there. Now, when I say that you trigger a lead, such as you see on the screen here, and somebody calls you on this property, I said you could call that listing agent, or you could call someone like Sunny, for instance. Now, Sunny has experience of selling businesses, so you could actually do a referral with Sunny, or you could offer to split the commission with Sunny if he would teach you how to sell a business. You need the profit and loss statements for the last 3 years. You need, assets and liability statements and things like that. And once you have them, then you're going to be able to do it. There's one thing that I failed to mention earlier when Sia brought up the motel that he talked about. Sia, I'm going to mention to you that you should never, ever give the location of a property that is available for sale unless you have the consent of the owner in writing. In other words, you should have a signed listing. And I'm going to cover 3 special questions which will protect you going forward on how to deal and work with exclusive information. And every one of you has an opportunity, to make a lot of money. So Sunny, if someone wanted to do a referral and get your help somehow to sell this motel business, could you help them?
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be a motel. It can be development land as well, right?
It could be anything. So people, you could actually do a lot of your referrals to Sunny because you've got a good working relationship with him. And then between the two of you, you should go do it. And in the past, some brokers are known to, if you don't know how to sell a business, there's a lot of time, effort, and energy that has to be spent on that. And that's why we suggest that you share in the commission. Sometimes it's 50-50, but you can make your own arrangements. We're not saying it has to be one way or the other. It's just that something to make them have a vested interest so that it becomes a win-win situation for you and for Sunny or whoever you're going to be referring it to. Sunny, did you want to add anything else, how you would help them sell a business?
Yeah, we could help them sell a business or a commercial property. And we would make sure they're taken care of and ensure that all the follow-up, all the comparables, everything is done start to finish.
Okay, so does anybody want to ask any questions on that?
Yes,
No, but
please.
we have some other questions from before.
Okay, let's take a few.
How could we utilize the link on our website so it would have the characteristic that you mentioned earlier?
When you join ICI World, in your first orientation session, which is a session that is conducted one-on-one with each and every one of you, it's one-on-one. It's not even in a group. It's to be with you one-on-one. So you get personal one-on-one at your pace. We used to do group sessions in the past, Sonny, but we found that some people were slow and we went too fast. We
Excellent.
found that sometimes we went too slow and the people that went fast, they just left. They couldn't handle it. And so this way we go one-on-one, helping everyone to do this. And we have found that over the years, everyone only needs 1 or 2 sessions one-on-one, and you are good to go. Because in the first session, we will send you an email of instructions that you can forward to your website designer. We deal with 32 website companies in the Greater Toronto area. We even supply websites from $16.50 and up. But I understand that KV Core is one of the suppliers of websites for EXP. And we happen to be the first one that knew and learned from our technical support person, Lorraine. She knows how to install these links on your website. If you can do it yourself, there's no charge. If you need her help, it's a $45 to $50 contribution towards her time to install it. It takes about an hour to do it. And when we do separate work from our regular system, it's around $45 to $50. It's like hiring an electrician to come in and change your light bulb, or somebody to cut your grass, or the plumber to fix the toilet. That's extra above and beyond normal. And if you don't mind making a contribution for that, then she will install it on your website, just like you see it installed here. You will end up with these other links. Let me see if I can go to Sunny's website. Sunny, this is your website here.
No, it's soldwithsunny.com.
Oh, okay. Hang on 1 second. Oh, here's another one with Deepika Karana that I think this is a what do you call it? And now if I'm gonna, oh geez, it's all in behind my other window here and I can't even see it. So I don't even know how to move that window. Hang on. Oh yes, okay, there we go. Oh yes, do you see how I click on commercial listings on her EXP website? Again, you can come down here, Ontario Commercial. If somebody's looking for an apartment building and click on it, bingo, up it comes. And if people want to see apartment buildings, they click on the halves. It should be apartment buildings. There it is there. Click on it. And bingo, up comes 141 apartment buildings from $110 million on down. You tell me if that isn't fantastic. And so somebody can come down here and maybe they're interested in something downtown Toronto. Our investors take note, all these other multi-tenant building for $1.19 million. They can give you a call because they cannot click on that. What else is in that link? Well, you can learn by going to one of our major websites, iciworld.com is one of them. And you can learn about all this or even get into a one-on-one presentation with me online. Today's session is a demonstration and overview. It will sometimes go too fast to understand. We have another question. Go ahead.
Yes, the next question is someone asked, what due diligence the listing or selling agent has to pay me? I think what they mean is if they're referring something out to a realtor, either it's a potential buyer or a potential seller, what is the standard commission, give or take, for a referral?
All right. I'm going to do that by giving an example, starting with a special link that will be on your website of all the businesses in the Greater Toronto area. So if someone's looking for a restaurant and they click on restaurants and they come down here and they say, okay, here's one at Yorkville near Bloor, $501,000. They try to click on that and they can't do it. So they give you a call. what you're going to do is get a hold of the broker who's got that listing and do a referral. Now, let's talk about it. Generally speaking, 25% is a typical referral commission done by all the major real estate companies of the world, from the Century 21s, the Remaxes, the Royal Page, and EXP. 25% is a common figure, but it doesn't have to be. It can be anything you negotiate. You can take less, you can take more, you make all arrangements for compensation. We do not get involved at all, zero. We are like the classified ads in a newspaper. You make your own arrangements with the people that you talk to. In the case of commissions, commissions range on businesses anywhere from 6 to 10%. So a commission on this property could be $50,000. Is that correct, Sonny?
Yep.
And so from 6 to 10%. So if the commission was 10%, $50,000, it's split 25,000 to the listing agent, 25,000 to the selling agent. Now, if you get the buyer off your website, you're going to ask for a 25% referral fee, 20%, 30%. It's up to you, but 25% is pretty common and reasonable. 25% of the one end, which would be $25,000, is $6,250 for doing a 5-minute referral. By the way, people, I am now showing you something that is better than listing and selling real estate. How come? Because for 5-minute referral, you can make $6,250. Where can you make that in 5 minutes? That is fantastic. Again, we have people that are doing it, and I'd like to hear a record set by people from EXP in doing referrals. Now, the key thing is, if you have a website like this, what good is a website if you don't have any traffic to the website? And there's Sunny's website. Go ahead, question.
Yeah, please.
Can we mute someone, please?
Okay, thank you.
You got to go back and click on mute all in the participants window.
Okay, let me see if I can move that other window back where it was and go down here back to the.
And then while you're
participant.
doing that, Sia
go-
also has another question he was going to ask.
Okay, mute all current and new participants. There we go. Can you still hear me, Sonny? Hello, Sonny? I think I've muted out Sonny.
Sorry, I'm good. Yes, yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay, you're good. Okay, good. So everybody's muted. Go ahead.
Sia, please go ahead.
Actually, Sunny, I wanted to ask that question that you kindly did. Thank you.
Okay, that was convenient. Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So-
wrote down your question. I just didn't want to interrupt Gary because he was, you know, when you're on a roll and then someone
Of
stops
course.
you, you lose your mind. It gets distracted, you know.
100% true. Thank you.
Excellent.
Now, you know, it's actually, we actually have a 3-hour seminar that we conducted. We've cut it down to 2 hours, and we cut it down to 1.5 hours. And it takes a little bit of time to learn a lot of these things. So what we do is, because everything cannot be compiled into one little 60-minute session to learn how to do all these things, I'm going to leave you a couple of things that you can go to. One of the sites that you can go to is called stage.iciworld.com. I don't know if you can mark that down. Stage dot. There's no wwws. When you click on it, it will take you to our Realtor Tools and Education channel, and you're going to see some live upcoming webinars. They're a little more comprehensive and cover other things that are not covered today. And you'll see that there's another one going on right now. And that's on Tuesday morning. Every Tuesday from 10:30 to 12, there's a seminar going on. But there's one on Wednesday evening you could register for, or Saturday mornings. Tuesdays and Saturday mornings at 10:30, and Wednesday evenings at 7 o'clock. This is separate and in addition to the webinar that you're presently on with Sunny. This is a special seminar that we're doing for Sunny and all team members that he's invited to this particular session. But this is one way to follow up on everything. Another thing that you could do to follow up is by going to our educational YouTube channel, which is iciworld.tv. And if I click that in like that, you'll see that it takes you to our iciworld.tv page. But you see, head over to YouTube, and when you click on that, it takes you to our YouTube channel, which brings you up a number Let me just stop that and I'll allow that. And anyways, there's items in the YouTube channel on YouTube that you can kind of go over and see as well. But then there's one more that you can actually go to that really kind of helps as well. And I'm going to suggest you go to our main. Now, this is our older website, but I still like it. I still use it. Sorry, I'm still attached to it. But I have made something special for all the people that ask for a nicer designed website. We got into designing more websites because we have our own server, we have our own designers. And these are some of the other websites that we've actually designed for people. And it's called the World Real Estate Information Listing Service. And guess what? The same 4 choices: commercial, business opportunities, residential. Somebody can click on residential. They can come down here and search the database. These are the actual listings coming in. And look at this, in Georgina, there's a detached 2-story home. I'm going to click on it. That is not on real estate boards. This is off market. You can see under the word control, if it was exclusive, it would say it here. So all of your pre-construction homes coming for sale, assignments, somebody has a condo on Queens Quay downtown, but they don't want to give you a listing, but they will pay you a commission. You can put it on ICI World as long as you do not place the address. And see ya, I'm going to mention this again because you have a motel. I would not say the address. I would not tell people where it is. And the reason that you don't do that, let me just see if we have time. Do we have time to cover the 3 special questions?
100%. We're really good for time. You're doing excellent. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to show people. Okay. This is very, very exciting what I'm about to share with you. Oopsie daisy, I don't even have to open
And the
that.
3 questions are so magical and they're so solid. Once you hear Gary say them, you're going to be shocked.
And this is, okay, hang on. Let me just get it down here. By the way, I just want to mention this gentleman here. This gentleman has been responsible for the birth of this computers and all the knowledge and information. One of the people, there's a lot of other people too, but he influenced me at call. As soon as I saw business at the speed of thought, all I could think about was those CCIM marketing sessions that I was doing at the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, where somebody would stand up and say, I have a lawyer who has a customer who has a $4 million shopping center. If anybody has a buyer, let me know. 3 hands would go up. I would click their cards, give them to that gentleman. They could go off and put their agreements in place. That's what I call business at the speed of thought. If you can think something and then share it with the world, you see, I have the world behind me. When you share it on ICI World, you are sharing it with the world, people. This is international classified ads. We've been going since 1994, a major world following, especially for Canada, big time. Because we got the 2nd rating in the United Nations for people moving around the world. So if you can get your information on here, you got a chance to connect with people from all over the world for what you have available. And if you can't get it listed and you don't put it on here, you are what I call a secret agent. And secret agents don't make any money. So we're going to show you how to put the information on here. So let me just go down here and show you. And this is the essence of what we're talking about right now, what I'm showing you on the screen. I'm going to ask everyone to answer yes or no in the chat window. Has anybody ever said to you that I would like to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing at this time, but I will pay you a commission? Has that ever happened to anyone? Please answer yes or no in the chat window. I'm getting a whole bunch of yeses here. By the way, Sunny, can you see the chat window on the screen?
Yes, for sure.
Oh, you do see the chat one. So those are all the yeses coming in. Okay, very good.
A whole bunch. It's a handful of yeses. More
Okay,
than
so
that, 2
basically
handfuls.
everyone here. And most of the yeses are coming from people that have been in the business 3 to 5 years and more. Some of the ones that are less than 3 years, maybe that's never happened to you because you haven't tried to get a FSBO. You haven't talked to anybody. You haven't tried to get a private listing for sale. But these are the kind of things that every one of those people that answered yes, they've all run into this. And that shows me that you are busy. You are all out in the marketplace and you're all trying to make a living just like we are. And you're getting these kinds of responses. People, follow me. And in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to show you how to get that information from those people. And so that you can put it on a world information service. If you can't put it on MLS, you put it on ILS. In fact, that is the name of one of our websites. You can mark it down. ILS.realestate. ILS.realestate. We have 18,000 pages on the internet that we power from ICI World that we have built since 1994. There's a lot more going on here. I'm going to write a book someday, Sonny. I'll even have a page in there for you.
Thank you.
And all about how this service is growing to be a world service for all brokers in the world. And it starts with the synergistic effect of having a critical mass in Ontario. We don't have critical masses in other parts of the world. That's the stumbling block. But we're working on things like the Shark Tank and other things, maybe to take it to that level. But I don't want to talk about it right at this time, but let you know, it's very exciting going forward, the possibilities going here. And you're all on the cutting edge. You're all going to kind of maybe get in on the ground floor and see how it all kind of works and make it work. Because ultimately, you're the people that can make some good big money here and make a good living just by getting a call off a website and get to show that property. You can make $50,000. It's wonderful. So how do you handle this situation? I want to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing at this time. But if you bring me a buyer, I'll pay you a commission. People, get your cameras out, take a picture. These are the 3 special questions that has helped brokers make tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I have brokers now who have made over $1 million. I wish it was me. It's not me. We have a membership service. I'm the manager of the Association of Real Estate Brokers and Salespeople. And we just go by memberships and it keeps us cooking along and it pays my salary and it keeps going. Someday, if it gets to be a lot more, then there'll be more in it. And there's going to be a way to turn it over to the real estate industry to continue on. But we've kept the price the same for literally over 25 years. It's the same price to join our service, $319 or $40 per month. But today there is a special that we'll talk about near the end here that you can get an extra special. But here's the first question. So when somebody says, I don't want to give you a listing, you ask them, but listen, will you pay me a commission if I bring you a buyer? And it's in red printing. It's a 2-part question. That's why it's in black and white. Does anybody have any problems with that question? Can you please answer in the chat window? Any problems with that question? Will you pay me a commission if I bring you a buyer? Thank you. Everyone says no. We've never had a problem in 25 years. Every broker answers no. They don't have a problem with that because that's what we do every day. That's how we make money. You immediately move on to the second question. Will you give me a 48-hour exclusive listing to show the property once I have a buyer? Any problems with that question, anyone? Any problems with that question? Will you give me a 48-hour exclusive listing to show the property once I have a buyer?
No, lots of no's.
Okay, so what this means, people, is even though we are working a verbal agreement from the owner to sell the property and we're posting that information on ICI World, it doesn't mean that we don't put an agreement in place first before giving an address or divulging an address of that property to someone. So we're putting listing agreements in place before giving out an address. So in your case, Sia, somebody's going to call you on the motel. We recommend you do not give the address, but you say, listen, I'll try to set it up on Saturday. You come to my office, we'll go from there. And then you're going to get yourself a 48-hour exclusive listing from the owner to cover your showing so that you will always have a listing agreement in place to show it. The 48-hour exclusive listing agreements, if you go up Don Mills and turn into Treb, you're going to find that on the right-hand side, when you walk in the front door in Don Mills at the Toronto Real Estate Board office, there are some exclusive listing forms on the right-hand side. Secondly, when you log into TREB, they have exclusive agreements to sell, and AREA also has exclusive agreements to sell, and CREA also has exclusive agreements to sell. You can take those up with Sunny, maybe in another session. It would be good, Sunny, to cover all the different kinds of exclusive agreements and different kinds of agreements that someone can have in writing to cover a showing. You've got somebody that wants to sell, you have somebody that wants to buy, but you don't have an agreement in place. You should never, and you're going to hear it here, you're going to hear it in other videos that we do, you should never show a property unless you have an agreement in place, either with the owner, a listing agreement, or you get yourself a buyer broker's agreement. We're not going to cover that today. It can be the subject of maybe next month. We can cover how do you get buyer brokers to sign your agreement if the listing agent or the listing owner doesn't want to sign a listing. There's a way to get it from your buyer. Then you ask the third question. May I advertise your property, but I'm going to do it without disclosing the address. You're going to see that every question has two parts. Now, we've had members that did not make money with ICI World, and we have a special pledge to fix that. But if you forget this special pledge, you can miss making money for the rest of your life. All the people in the past that have missed making money, if you call me back, I'll give you another chance. Our special pledge is that every single member either makes money every 90 days or at the very least triggers leads every 90 days that you feel will lead to doing a deal. Otherwise, you give us a call and give us a chance to help you, and we will help you. The same thing, anybody that's on the monthly program that didn't make money, you give us a call. And if you're not making money or triggering leads, give us a call and give us a chance to help you. And we'll go in and we're going to question you. Do you know these three special questions? How many times people don't know them, and they go in and they talk to the owner and they ask, like, let's say it's the owner of a restaurant, and you ask them, would you consider selling if I had got you the right price? And he says, sure. And then you ask for a 48-hour exclusive listing. He's not going to give it to you. Nobody wants to give you a listing on the spot. Do you agree or disagree? Please, in the chat window. In other words, most of these people that you talk to, they say, I don't want to give you a listing, but you bring me a buyer. If you try to get a 48-hour exclusive listing, they're all going to say no. They don't want to give you a listing. Am I right or wrong? In the chat window.
Lots of agrees, lots of people saying you're right.
Okay, very good. So there's the issue. They don't want to give you a listing. So what do you do about it? Well, the third question says, may I advertise your property? Am I going to do it without disclosing the address? Here's the two reasons why. Here's one reason. According to RICO, a registrant shall not include anything in an advertisement that could reasonably be used to identify specific real estate unless the owner of real estate has consented in writing. So unless you have a signed listing, people, you're actually not even allowed to give an address. You're not allowed to identify the property. Now, if I said that I had an Esso gas station in Lindsay, could you figure out which one it is? Please answer in the chat window again, please. If I said I had a Esso gas station in Lindsay, could you figure out which one it is? I'm getting yeses, and you're all, maybe if there's only one. That was great answer. Great answer, people. So in other words, in Lindsay, there's only one Esso gas station. So if you said Esso gas station Lindsay, everybody knows which one it is. And guess what? That people will go behind your back. And I'm going to say it now. There are 4.5. I stand corrected. There's over 4.5 billion people on the internet. I call it an ocean of people on the internet. And in an ocean of people, there are a lot of sharks. And these sharks are swimming around ICI World. They're all around, okay?
Mhm, mhm.
And they're swimming around and they're looking for a real estate salesperson like yourselves to make a mistake so that they can end up going behind your back, saving $100,000 and dealing direct with the owner. The moment you give away one little tip on where that property is, bingo, they can go behind your back.
You're done.
Does it happen? I'm going to ask all the people online, does it happen that people go behind your back? There we go. So now, this is our profession, yours and ours. This is our real estate profession. And I'm making a major point here that you must have your information to be confidential. Confidential information can make you money. Once you give it out, you may not make your money. You heard it here loud and clear. You make a mistake, that's how you learn. A lot of us have learned the hard way. How many people have learned the hard way? I'd like to ask that question. How many people have learned the hard way? Yes, welcome to the school of hard knocks. We've all kind of learned that. So this is wonderful that I'm talking to a lot of experienced people online who have learned the hard way. So now all of the people that have now listened to this session for the first time, can you now see how you can protect yourself by not giving the address out? Let me take one screen, and a lot of times it could even be friends. You're absolutely right. It can even be family. I got stories on that. They say, oh, okay, let me just go next. Hang on one second. Let me click on next. When someone calls you, the first thing on the ad is they're going to ask for the address. Do you give it to them? That's a question I'm asking everyone. Do you give them the address if you do not have a signed listing? Good
No.
show. Everyone's answering no. Good show. That's one of the most important things this morning that you've got to learn is to conceal confidential. It's called confidential information. Lawyers have confidential information. Doctors have confidential information. Realtors have confidential information. This is our confidential information. Good. So good. That is important for everyone to learn. After they've got a signed rep agreement with you. Absolutely. That was in the comments. That's nicely done. So someone calls you on the phone and he asks you for the address. You don't give it to them. If you want, you can take a picture of the answer. This is one way to answer the question. Will you give me the address so I can drive by it? And if I like it, I'll call you back. You make a statement that in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. You tell them you have to put an agreement in place first. But if it's okay with you, I can try to show it to you on Saturday. You come to my office and I will make arrangements for you to see it. And then on Friday, the day before, you go get yourself a 48-hour exclusive listing agreement from the owner. That's the essence of how to do it. Some people with a motel, they ask for a 5-day listing agreement. Other people get different agreements in the business. I'm not going to cover them. The point is, you must have something in writing for two reasons, not only for RICO, but to prevent people from going behind your back. Some people ask me, what happens if I show it to them on Saturday and they come back on Tuesday to buy it? Are you protected? I'm asking everyone, are you protected after the listing agreement expires in 48 hours? Not unless you get a non-disclosure agreement. Not unless you have a listing agreement, which has a 90-day carryover provision, the holdover of 90 days. And people, I will talk to you in another session, some other time, how you can ask for 6 months, 1 year holdover, because in the case of commercial real estate, they can come back next spring and try to buy it. And next thing you know, they buy it and you don't make a commission. And yet you were the one that introduced it to them, but it was 6 months later.
Mhm.
So why not get a longer holdover? But you can't use the regular TREB forms because it's buried in the fine print, the holdover clause. And a judge once said, according to one lawyer who represented it to me, that the judge says it's buried in the fine print there was a little initial, he didn't realize it was 6 months. He thought it was only 3 months. So you've got to have a separate agreement for the holdover carryover provision if you want to extend the holdover clause in your listing agreement. I'm not going to cover more than that. You can go ahead. Why the 48-hour exclusive listing agreement to show it? Well, don't forget, you do not have a listing agreement. You're going to advertise, you can advertise properties on ICI World. We call it networking. You can networking with a verbal agreement from the owner. If an owner says, okay, you can sell my property, bring me in a buyer, I'll pay you a commission, but I don't want to give you a listing. The reason you ask the owner, will they sign a 48-hour exclusive listing, is to cover your showing. So that anything that you show, if you show a piece of real estate during the term of that listing for that property, and you show it during the term of the listing, then you're entitled to a commission. If you don't have a listing agreement in place, you're not going to get paid anything. So a 48-hour exclusive listing agreement is a simple way to show a property in a day or two. You don't have to put it on MLS. It can be an exclusive listing agreement. And Sonny, I'm going to suggest you cover exclusive agreements with all your people at another time.
Sure, would love to.
Okay. And they'll talk to you more about how you can have a 24-hour agreement. You could make it one day. You put the term in the listing agreement. We had one broker do a 2-hour listing agreement in Sudbury, and he showed it and sold it. So you can do it with any time limit. Okay, so that covers how you can actually be showing property. And what happens is that if you end up going to ICI World, and let's take you to one of our newer websites here. Let me see if I got, here's a nice one. Just come up here. There's another one. ICI World Real Estate Network.com. That's another website. I'm going to suggest all these different websites. I know it's a little confusing for people, but they're all listed in one spot on all the websites. Pick the website you like to work with, and you can use it anytime you want. So you can actually end up using any of our websites. When you click on industrial commercial, you click on it, bingo, up comes the same form. You can come down here and do a search, and there's a 26-acre RV park. If I click on it, today happens to be the first day of autumn. How about that? And you'll see September 21st, the date here. They're coming in every day. So if you see this video at a later time, we're conducting this webinar on the same date that you see this listing. So you can see new listings coming in all the time on the service. And you'll notice here that there's also a homepage. You can click on people's homepage. So this is going to drive traffic to your website. You can also put links in here that helps to sell the different areas that you work in. Let me see. I don't know if somebody else has got the link in here. No, Tom doesn't have it. People are still learning how to kind of use all this service, Niagara Falls region. Nope, this is exclusive, but you should have a link in here to Niagara Falls that helps to sell Niagara Falls to the world. So they're missing links. We have a special internet links box, but we're not going to cover that now. I think that's enough for today, Sonny. I'm happy to answer more questions from everyone, and we haven't covered a special. Is there anyone interested in the special? You can answer yes or no.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm going to come here to one of our main websites, and I'm going to click on the join today, and we're going to show you how the whole industry, it's been $319 per year for 20 years, haven't changed it, or $40 per month is our normal fee to join. We do have a corporate special for companies. And if I click on that, you'll see that it's $240 for 12 months. Well, in this particular case today, we have designed an extra special from $240 for 12 months for $240 for 15 months or $30 per month, either way. And when you click on it, you're going to have a choice for $240 for 15 months by going to a special website, and you'll only get it verbally over the phone, sunny.iciworld.com. If you type that in and press enter, and you fill in this form, this will give you an extra 3 months. And how long is that good for, Sonny?
That's good for 15 months. So it's extended from 12 to 15, and the
Right.
discount is also applied for you. And it's
And then-
only good for today, I believe.
Only good for today.
We put it
So-
in the chat box. You can just grab the link from there if you like.
Okay, so it's in the chat box window there, 30 dot. Now, I'll also give you my personal telephone number here, 416-214-4875. Gary's telephone number. So that's my cell phone there. Yeah, I put it in right. And you're welcome to call if you wish to chat. But in actual fact, we actually have a way of keeping the price of the network down. And if you don't mind, Sonny, I'd like to just take less than 1 minute to explain. And this is a major reason to keep the price down on the network. And I'm going to show it to you now. And you're going to say why. And I think you'll understand in a moment if I explain it.
Sorry, Gary, for interrupting you. My screen doesn't show the whole screen. Can you put your number one more time, or just say like?
Okay, I'll give it to you over the phone, 416-214-4875.
Thank you so much.
That's my personal cell phone. Now, I
Thank
give that to all my members or prospective members here if you get stuck. But in actual fact, I'm going to show you how we keep the price down on the network. You know, if we had 50 brokers calling today, I would actually have to have 4 people working on the phones. That would be $150,000 a year. And it would be all of you that would have to pay for it. I'm the manager of the Independent Association of Real Estate Brokers and Salespeople. And I'm taking the leadership to ask everyone to keep the price down. And how do you keep the price down? You simply go up here to make an appointment. And when you click on make an appointment, this comes up and you have a choice. 60 minutes on the internet with me, which is I recommend everybody online do, which is the same as the presentation time over here. You click on 60 minutes and you simply make an appointment. You can pick any day of the month, pick a day that's comfortable for you. I'll just click on Wednesday for the sake of argument. You'll see the various times that come up. You book your time, you click on confirm, you put your name in here and you fill it all in and book your time. And then 10 minutes before your time, you come back to ICI World where you clicked on make an appointment.com, ICIworld.com, and you click on this webinar workshop. And our 2 computers will be connected. And I now help you one-on-one answering all your questions, absolutely free to answer your questions and to help you as much as you need help and the orientation for getting started. And I enjoy being with you. You should all have at least one minimum orientation every year with us to make sure you're taking advantage. We have new Facebook sites that you can post things on for ICI World, commercial real estate worldwide. All kinds of things are going on here. And we want to make sure you're taking advantage of things and making money. By doing it that way, I could have 10 people join right now. And as long as you make 10 appointments for 1 hour each, that's only 10 hours out of a 40-hour work week. I can actually help you one-on-one. And I've been doing it for years with not a problem. It's smooth as a baby's bum. The problem comes in when people start calling in on a regular basis and they need help while we're in an appointment or we're talking to somebody and you call and I'll put you on hold and then you got to call the person back and it becomes actually very stressful. And we have actually eliminated all the stress. And if you could simply work with us by making appointments, that makes it easier for us. And we devote one-on-one time to you exclusively. That time belongs to you. And we enjoy doing it that way. And it works smooth as a baby's bum, getting everybody going. Any questions on that? We're getting a few questions. Okay, sunny.iciworld.com is not opening. You must be not connected to the internet because I'm going to try to do it right now. sunny.iciworld.
You can just copy and paste it. If you
Press
copy and
enter.
paste it in the
And
web
here-
browser, it'll work.
Okay, so maybe the copying, copying looks like it should work.
Yeah, it's only when you click it, it might not work. But if you copy and paste it in a new web browser, it will work.
Yeah, and if you type in sunny.iciworld, not in Google, but actually in this address field up at the top. That's where you should be doing it, right up there. Now, Sunny, it's up to you, but I have one other thing. Our session should be finishing here shortly. But I also wanted to cover how to promote a person's website, starting with getting it out to all of their people as a shortcut and showing them how to do shortcuts. And I'm wondering if I could ask a question. Would anyone like to know how to put your website, your mobile website, on all the phones of all your customers? The marketing plan, and if you're interested in that, just say yes in the chat window if you have time to hear it out. It'll take about 4 or 5 minutes to show that. If anybody, and we'll also teach you that one-on-one too as well.
Lots of yeses.
Lots of yeses. Okay, let's talk about what's going on here. All of you have a website. Can all of you put your website on your mobile phone? And I'm wondering, Sunny, let me see, I don't know if I can do this very quickly, but I'm going to try to do it on my mobile phone. And I'm going to try to log into Google, and I don't know if I can switch it over to me to see if it's going to come up on my mobile phone. And we're going to try to actually show my mobile phone online. And here we go. And I'm going to click on the webinar link on my mobile phone. And there it is, Zoom. Okay, so the Zoom's coming up, and I'm going to put in the password. It's all capitals. There we go. So I clicked on social, say save the password. Okay, save that and got it. And now I want to switch it over to you. Let me see. How do I switch it over to the mobile? That's the question. I guess I have to find it under participants, I think.
Under participants, yes.
Okay, so I don't know if this is the one. Mute more, rename
I believe it's this one here.
host.
There's another Gary here.
Okay, there it is down at the end.
Yeah,
More.
Gary Nesca, yeah.
Ask to start video. Let me try it. Okay, start my video.
You might have to make it the host.
Hang on. And now I'm on Zoom. And okay, Amanda, I don't know, I'm on my own cell phone. And I want, oh, I see, I go down to start video. Oh, I'm getting it, I think. No.
No, you have to make it the host or else it won't work.
Okay, how do you do the host again? Is it share?
Go to participants, I believe.
Only the host can share in this meeting. Oh, I would have to make that the host.
Yeah, oh, why don't you just do it on the computer since you're already the host?
Make host. No, I've just done it. I'm making my phone the host. Sorry, Sandy, I want to do it on the phone. You are the
Yeah.
host now. I've done it. I've done it. Hang on. Now I got to share it. How can I share the screen? Say okay. And photo document with URL screen. I'm going to share the whole screen. See what happens. Start now.
Perfect.
Oh my Lord, we did it.
You
Somebody
did it. Amazing,
we're on the
amazing.
cutting
High
edge.
five and
We're on
high
the cutting
five.
edge of technology here.
Look at you go, eh?
I know, but how many people are still with us? How many people have stayed this
We got a
long?
full house. You got a full house.
Oh my God, I got to give you credit, people, for having patience for all of this stuff. Okay, so I now have my phone.
I gotta see how amazing you are with all this. Hey, I gotta learn a few tips from you here.
Okay,
Getting
now
the cell phone going on the screen.
so here's what I'm going to do. Okay, Sunny, I'm going to use your website if I could. soldwithsunny.com. Okay, now everyone should get your own website on the screen. And I'm going to stay here until everybody, the majority, starts saying, yes, I've got it. Yes, I've got it. Yes, I've got it. I want your own website on your own mobile phone appearing. And can you tell me in the chat? Let me see if I can see the chat window if anybody's typing anything. Okay, I've got 2 people have got it. How many people have got it? 3. Now we've got how many people online? About 40? I'm gonna
Almost
have,
50, yeah.
I'm gonna decline that call. And, okay, so everybody's got it on their mobile phone. By the way, for all the people that don't have it, for all the people that this is just a little too much, I have something special for you, but you have to make an appointment with me because I have a way of going step by step on getting through everything here. Okay? So I want you to know that I have a way of helping every single person, even if I get your kids to help you, but I'm going to focus in on how to help every single person here. So Sonny, I have a question for you. And I'm talking about your prospects and clients. You have a database of prospects and clients. Is that correct?
Yes,
Wouldn't it be nice if every single one of your prospects and clients had your mobile website on their mobile phone to search real estate?
yes, big yes.
So this is a question to all of you online. Wouldn't it be wonderful for every single one of your customers to have your mobile website on their phone? Now, I'm going to start with an Android. All the people that have an Android, this is important for people with an iPhone to listen. Because if you want to get your customer to put your website on their phone and they have an Android, you have to know how to do it with an Android. I'm now going to show you how to do it with an Android. At the top right-hand corner, you will see three little dots, and I don't have a way of pointing it out. But at the top right corner, do you see three little dots? Everyone, please answer if you can. Three little dots, they're on top of each other. At the top right corner on the screen on my phone. Okay, thank you, people. I'm going to click on it. And does everyone see down at the bottom, it says add to home screen? Again, you can type in yes in the chat window. I want to make sure it says add to home screen. Do you see it? I'm getting yeses. Thank you. I'm going to move it up a little bit. You can see it a little clearer. There's so many choices. Sometimes it's hard to find for some people. Don't go ahead of me. I'm going to click on add to home screen and it comes up Toronto, Ontario, and Greater Toronto Area. You can change that name in the future, Sonny, if you want for your website. But right now it says Toronto, Ontario, and Greater Toronto Real Estate. I'm going to click on the word add. And then there's one more choice again. Touch and hold an icon or tap add to add it to the home screen. I'm going to add it to the home screen by clicking on the word add. Watch what happens. This name comes up and it disappears. It's disappeared. You don't know where it got added. Now, on some screens, don't do anything or you're going to get lost. On some screen, it has been added to the last page of icons on your desktop. On some screen, it's going to be on the front page. On my phone, it's the last page. So watch what happens. I'm going to hit the middle button down at the bottom, which is going to show my home page, but and immediately it's going to zip to my last page. Watch what happens. Here goes. I click on the bottom square down at the bottom, which takes me back to my home page, and bingo, it stuck it on the last page. Now, if you see all of those dots down at the bottom, each one is a page. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages of icons sorted. If I go back one page, you'll see a bunch of icons. Back 2, back 3, back 4, back 5, back 6. Actually, I'm back to the main page where I've got everything. Now, if you notice, I'm going to go into page 2, and you see up at the top, I have, oopsie daisy, I have utilities. I have a folder that has all of these icons, which has to do with setting up my phone. Where are my files? A checkup, a clock, the files. I put those into a folder. That folder is called utilities up at the top. On the left-hand side, second one down says social. That's a folder. I click on folder. That's where I keep all my social media. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, Snapchat, all of these things, Instagram down at the bottom. And that's called social. And then, of course, I have health, which is an important one. The vaccines, excessive yawning. I was wondering about that one day. Drugs.com, which are good and bad and don't mix them and all that kind of stuff. Dental practices, coronaviruses. So, and the BMI calculator, that's a good one. Get your BMI down, people, and you'll live longer. So all of these little things are folders on my screen. But the last one on the last page was Sunny's website down at the bottom, Toronto, Ontario. Now, when I put my finger on it, I can move it any place. But I want to move it to the very front page. So I'm going to move it to the edge of the screen. When I'm half on and half over it, it'll take me all the way back to my front screen, and I'm going to put it right there. Now I've got it on my front screen. So whenever I want to click on it, all I have to do is click on it, and within 1 second, Sunny's website opens up. And if Sunny has a buyer for an apartment building, Sunny, you should be instructing every single one of your buyers to go to your website every day and to check for the new listings. Let me show you how. You click on those 3 little lines on Sunny's website, which opens up the menu. And you'll see that in Ontario, he has a special Ontario commercial button. I'm going to click on it. And when it opens up to Ontario commercial, and you'll see search by city. A person can select their city to see the latest listings. If someone's looking for a business, they can search by keyword. So if they click on that, and if somebody's looking for, let's say, a campground, a bed and breakfast, a coffee shop, any one of these kinds of businesses, if it happens to be a gas station, I'm going to click on gas stations. It could be anything. And I'm going to do a search. You can see that literally within 4 clicks on Sunny's website, these are the latest gas stations that are coming for sale, buyers and sellers. Now, why have the buyers here? To create a sense of urgency in your buyers. Because if your buyer knows that there's other buyers looking and you have something to show them this weekend or next weekend, they're going to say, tell you what, I better see it this weekend before it gets sold before next weekend. This helps to create a sense of urgency. People, we are teaching at ICI World how to apply technology to the real estate business. It's one thing to have a website. It's quite another to learn how to use it. And I'm showing you how to use the information to get people to go to your website. Any questions on that? Oops. Any questions on that? Now I'm going to show the people that have an iPhone. Host disabled, participant screen sharing. Okay, I need to go back to show people how to, I don't know how to get it back to the beginning. Here we go, more.
On your cell phone?
No, I want to go back to the website.
Okay, so click on participants
Okay, I did.
and then go back to the other Gary
Okay.
and then make you the host.
Wait a minute, I clicked on me. I clicked on more. It says rename it. That's all I can do. Oh, maybe I've got to allow it from the mobile phone.
From the mobile, correct, yes.
Okay, now how do I find it? Because it's not even showing here.
You want to go back to the window, the browser window.
Okay, so how
the
do I
Zoom-
find
the
Zoom?
Zoom?
Oh my God, I don't even know how to find Zoom on my phone here. Okay, I know one way to do it. Hang on. Go up from the bottom, go down to my, oh, there it is, Zoom right there. Click on it.
There you are, yes.
Okay, now I click on stop sharing.
You could.
From top, hang on. Let me go to more. And YouTube virtual background meeting Snapchat. Nope, that's not there. I think I got to go to, okay, need some help here, anybody? Click on it, go to participants. Let's try that. Let's try to the other participant for Gary and make host and say yes. And let's see, am I back? And maybe that's not the right one. Raise hand, rename. Try that one. Mason, nope. Host me,
Where's Gary?
I don't know. I had more than, okay, there it is there, maybe it's
There
that
you
one.
are.
Try this one.
Mhm.
It's not working when I click on it. But there's the two at the top. You would think it should be one of those. This is the host right now. That's me, right? But I want to switch it to here. And I can't seem to do it.
Did you click on that arrow thingy on the right?
Arrow thingy on the right. Where?
Sort of like a gray arrow.
No, I don't see a gray arrow up here.
It's all
More.
good.
All it says is rename. Click on this one, more. Add to start. Oh, wait a minute, make host. Maybe this is it.
Yes. Yeah, you got it.
Did I get, am I on the right one? And okay, now I got to share my screen.
Yes, please.
The host disabled participant screen sharing. And I'm the host on the computer, so I don't know how to get out of here. I actually don't.
Make host. Just go. No, never mind.
Host screen sharing. I think we're gonna have to end it here.
It's
because
all good. Yeah.
it's all good. We know how to do it. But for the people that don't know how to do it, I'll do it on my phone, see if I can do it right away. I haven't done this ever before, but let's do it now. I'm gonna go to YouTube. You want to learn something? Go to YouTube. YouTube.com. I press enter. Now what I'm going to type in, this is the shuffle dance, the new dance being done by the young people. But let me go to YouTube. Let me see, how can I click on it? Right there. Okay. I'm going to type in how to add, oopsie daisy, hang on. How to add a URL. Oh, wait a minute, let me try it again. How to add a URL to home screen on an iPhone. Okay, let me press enter, see if this works. Hang on. Okay, you should be able to do that. Let me try it again. iPhone, how to add a URL. How to add a URL to home screen. Okay, there it is. Search it. And there it is. Let me click on it and play it.
Here's an iPhone 6 tip for you. I'm going to show you how to add a URL shortcut to your home screen. We're going to open up Safari and I'm navigating to Amazon's website. Now, Amazon has an app. You can see we can do it in the App Store. But if you, for some reason, prefer
Okay, so you go to Amazon and learn how to do it.
your home screen, tap on the share button down here in the middle of the screen.
It's the share button down at the bottom, once you have the URL on your screen.
And I have this button called Add.
And click the add button, add to home screen, and that's how you do it.
Here it's giving me a suggested name of Amazon.
And see if everybody can do it.
Also give it whatever title I would like to. So I'll just delete the .com and I'll keep it at empty.
Okay, so that's how to do it, Sonny.
Excellent. Thank
On
you.
an iPhone.
Perfect.
It's been a lot of fun here today trying to make all this stuff work. So it's how to get out of the app from my phone that I'm having, because I'm actually controlling it now. And I don't know how to kind of get out of it.
Excellent. So, yeah. Did anyone have any other questions they wanted to get answered?
I guess
You're
no
mo-
questions. I just wanted to actually add something to what Gary was saying about not releasing the address. The reason actually I mentioned the motel's address was because I'm part owner, so I'm not worried about that. However, to mention
Oh, you're
what
good.
Gary-
Yeah.
to mention what Gary said, how strongly it is, and we should take care of that. Even with my own property, people go around me to go to the property and talk to the manager and sometimes talk to my partners, trying to go around me in order to do it. So what he said, 100% happens. I shouldn't say 100%. I mean, 100% it will happen, but not with everybody, as Gary mentioned, we are in a sea with a lot of sharks in it.
Absolutely. And then also what I usually do in my experience when they ask me, because the first thing they ask me, where is it located? What's the address? So in this case, if it was Lindsay in Gary's example, then we could say maybe 1.5 hours northeast or east north of Toronto, right? And that would be a good start to trigger the conversation. And then I would, in exchange, ask them a question. Don't let them control the whole call and keep asking you questions and holding your neck. I would start asking them questions.
Exactly. Now that we are on the subject also about asking questions, I tried to do the registration on the link that we go through Sunny's address in order to
Yes.
do registration for ICI World.
Yes.
I did everything, and just want to say that it doesn't mention anything about that special, the 15 months. Should I do anything? Because on the
If
first page
you-
it's the 12 months.
You
Gary's gonna
process,
adjust that.
you process your credit card and log in and you'll see the 15 months.
I see.
And maybe we can make it a little clearer in the future.
Sure. Well, I got the receipt on, I guess.
Oh,
Later on
okay,
this
so
week.
you can actually go and log in. And theoretically, I could actually do a session right now to show you how we log people in and get them going, where you can actually post that motel and watch all the calls that you get over the next 24 to 48 hours. But I can't, I don't know how to give up the screen with my mobile phone. I've been fighting here doing it. I need some help on it and virtual background. I got everything here, but.
Can you go to the participants again? Let's try.
Okay, so there's participants coming on the screen.
And then you got, I think, multiple Garys going on here.
Yeah, that's my other computer. Maybe if I shut my other computer off, won't confuse it. Hang on.
It won't matter, no.
I'm gonna leave the meeting on my other one. Assign and leave. I am just gonna leave the meeting here on this one here. And I'm not gonna answer that phone there. Okay. That should be leaving me. Okay, so this is, I think,
Select the other one, yes.
okay, and there it is there. Raise hand or rename.
Can you go to the gray arrow on the right?
What gray arrow?
It's like a little arrow on the right side.
I don't see a gray arrow. Oh, down
Beside the video, yes.
now is there, let me see if I'm listed anyplace else. No.
No, you're not.
Okay, so I must only be, how come? it
Click on that gray arrow beside the video camera button.
Wait a minute, you would think I could click on that. Okay, click on the gray arrow down at the bottom right.
Maybe.
I go back to here.
I wonder if you just left this, what would happen?
Oh, if I just left the
No,
phone.
you don't want to do that. It'll go back
Uh-huh.
to Gary, to Amanda probably. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So participants, stop.
it's okay. Just let it be.
Let me go. Oh, wait a minute. I've got something else coming up here. I got Amanda. Amanda, are you still here?
No,
No, okay, so she's gone. I'm gonna try to find me right there. I'm gonna click on that. Oh, I don't want that to leave. And, oh no, I would end up leaving if I did that. So I can highlight it and it should say Zoom.
you can't just go to the other Gary.
This one here, no, I click on it and it doesn't work. Now I click on this one and it doesn't give me a chance to go to it. Strange.
It's okay. It's no worries.
Okay, let me try that.
We can keep it for next month's session
Disable
if you
participant
like.
screen sharing. So participant screen sharing, go back to participants. Where else can you maybe invite? Messenger messages, Gmail, Outlook, email, Yahoo, right? Zoom contacts. No, that's too complicated. I should be able to switch it.
You
and-
should just be able to click the other Gary and make it a host.
Yeah, I do. I've been trying to do that and it just doesn't work.
Hmm.
There I am there.
Let me see.
exit pin video.
Okay, here, let me see if I can make that other Gary a host. One moment.
Okay,
Okay, did that work?
you are a host now. I don't know. No, that's my cell phone. Do the other one.
The Gary with the photo or the other Gary with the GN?
Try the GN. It's got here host on my
Now
main.
you have to do that because now I'm not able to do it. So you have to go back to that. Now you can go ahead and make it a host.
How do you do that?
Just go to more under the
Okay.
other Gary,
Okay,
under GN.
there's no GN here.
Oh, go to the other Gary and maybe just do it that way.
Like that. Yeah, the one that I want to go to is the one with the world behind it.
You
That's
have
the-
a world behind you right now.
I did.
You do.
Okay, and how do you, that's the computer that I want to be on. And let me try, and it says share screen. It says host has disabled participant screen sharing.
For sure, the host is Gary, the one with the Gary photo.
Yeah,
So now you have to go
it's asking for a pin for some reason.
social.
Oh, okay. I'll remove pin. Okay, let's see what's happened here. Participant screen. I got Sunny Cash App on the screen.
If you make me the host, I can go on the website and just put it for you. It's
I
no
think
big
you
deal.
are. I think you are.
No, it's Gary that's the host. I made you the host.
Sharing. Oh, a pin just went back on it. Mute more. Now I go between the two and it says pin for you as well.
Yeah, forget it. So what are you trying to exactly do? Sorry?
I just wanted to go back to my main screen.
No, I
on
mean,
my computer.
can we do it on the cell if it works?
Well, all I did was go to YouTube, and if you want to learn how to do anything, you type it into YouTube and type in like iPhone, and then type in how to do a screen, how to add a URL to your home screen.
Maybe we can, I think it's relatively the same. We can do that on the next session because it's
Okay.
almost past 12 now.
Yeah, and I'm going to suggest that, we're going to end the meeting now, but if you could stay with me, Sunny, I just want to, I'm sure I can solve this now if I have just a few more moments to try to figure it out. I want to get rid of the Zoom from my phone and give it back to, everybody.
You should be able to select the other Gary and then click on more
Okay, there it is there.
participants.
And where's the word more? There's no word more here. And let me go down to participants on the computer here. And more, it just says rename or mute. And pin. Let me put in the pin number and see what happens. Or just remove the pin, that gives it to you. Now you should be able to assign it.
Okay, let me assign it. One moment. We're gonna go to this way. Okay, yeah, and now you want the one with the GN then?
I hope that's the one.
No, I
No,
can't select that.
let me leave this meeting with my phone. Hang on. I want to hang up with my phone because that's the one causing the problem, right?
Yeah, please.
And I'm gonna see, go to, let me see, more. Raise hand, no, not there, record security user, YouTube.
Can you
no.
just leave it from your phone by clicking on leave?
I'm looking for the leave button.
End right there on the top corner, end.
Okay, I'll go end meeting
Yeah.
or leave. Okay.
Leave
I've left-
meeting, not
I've left.
all.
Okay, assign and leave. Let me assign it.
Okay, yes, we're good
Oh,
now.
okay, now we're back to where we were.
Yes,
That means I can share the screen.
you should, yeah, because you're the host.
Okay, let's go do that. Okay, everybody
Yeah.
can see my screen.
Perfect.
All right.
You're the best.
If there's any iPhone people still here, How many people we got left here? I don't blame people for leaving earlier, but that was ended.
Still
anyway.
about half of the people are still here respectfully. It's all good.
Okay, I'm gonna click on search on iciworld.com and you're gonna see a red title here that says how to add a shortcut on an iPhone. And there's a little ad coming up here. I'm gonna play this. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Skip the ad. There we go.
I don't think the volume's working.
Okay, do you see that little share button down here?
Mhm.
Watch
Which
what he
one?
does. So in other words, once you get the website on the screen, you go down to the bottom, hit the share button, and then this screen should come up with a plus sign. Now there's different variations depending on what S model you have, but you should be able to add it to your home screen. If you have trouble, you could give me a call. I'll try to help you. Or if you have your phone from Rogers or Bell, the next time you go to the mall, you can ask them how to add a shortcut to your home screen. Or you can ask the kids in your house if you have children, because they usually know how to do it as well, but you add it, there it is. So if you want to go back and learn it right from ICI World, we can go right back. That's how to do it there. Okay, that's all I wanted to show. That was simple, but it's so important because now all the people that all your customers and clients can have your website on their mobile phone. And whenever they want to search, they can search your phone for real estate. And I think that's absolutely fantastic because a lot of times we forget to keep in touch with all our customers, but your customers can keep in touch with you through your mobile phone on their through your mobile website on their mobile phone. Okay, that puts
Gary,
it to you, Sonny.
sorry,
Go
Gary,
ahead,
can I-
question.
do we need to let them know that we are doing this? So when I guess they see our link on their homepage on their phone.
Well, they're the ones that are going to be doing it.
Okay,
So when they go to your website and see it, then you should show them how to click on exclusive. And if they're looking for hotels and motels, you tell them to click on Ontario commercial. You tell them how to do it.
I see.
And
Okay.
then once they know how to get to it, 1, 2, 3 clicks, then they can be searching every day for new motels coming for sale, new apartment buildings coming for sale, new homes coming for sale, exclusive. They can be searching on their phone. And the listings are going to be the same as what you see here. They'll be able to see these new listings coming for sale, but they're going to see all of this on your website. As a matter of fact, I've got something special here. I didn't mention it, 50.iciworld.com. If you can remember that or write that down, this is going to give you 50 sample websites of real estate brokers and salespeople. And if they go to this one right here, you'll see that here's a broker. He's got the exclusives on his website. These are going to be all the choices you will have now on your website. See ya.
Mhm. So I can add all these to my website?
These are all going to be added to your website with one simple instruction from us to you. You forward the instruction to your website designer, and by tomorrow or the next day, this will be on your website.
I see. Thank
And
you.
if you have any trouble doing it, you get back to us because we have solutions for basically everything.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions from anyone? So exclusive information is a way that as of today, you are no longer restricted to making money with just MLS. You can now make money with an information listing service like ICI World, because when you add your listing to ICI World, it's going to be on, we get 40,000 people a month visiting all our various websites when you add them all up. They're also going to be on 2,000 other brokers' websites. There's 20,000 emails going out a day. It's tremendous penetration of the marketplace and all these various methods. But if you can send people to your website and you tell them if they want a home in Mississauga to click on World Residential, and you tell them to go and choose Ontario or Canada, if you're looking for residential, and then Ontario, and then they can choose the GTA, Greater Toronto Area. And then if they choose Mississauga, and then you tell them to sort the listings by price, and then you search the database, up comes the haves and wants for listings in Mississauga.
How updated this information are?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. Do you see here, there's a special button called Have Want Age?
No, I don't have the full screen. Let
You
me
should
see.
be able to see my screen right now.
I see actually partially. You know, the information on the left of the chart, I don't see for some reason. I'm
Okay,
trying
well,
to
there's the
find it.
Have Want Age button. Can other people see the whole screen? Or only some of it?
I see the right part.
Can
That
see
is a
all of
buyer,
it.
seller, renter. The left side, the chart that you had, like an Excel sheet.
Yeah,
I see half of them.
everyone else is able to see the whole screen.
Oh,
So
okay.
somehow you got to make your screen bigger.
Sure, I'm trying to work it out.
Okay, and then, and let me go back and choose it properly again. And go to Ontario and go to Greater Toronto.
Okay,
And
now
go,
I got it. Thank you.
maybe we'll go to Brampton just for something different. And then you'll see here, it says less than 3 months old. So these are the latest listings, less than 3 months old. You could change this to a have. And you know something? If you want to see what's less than 1 month old, you could choose 1 month old. And you search the database and bingo, these are less than 1 month old.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you.
And then when somebody tries to click on it, they can't do it. They have to give you a call.
Great.
So yeah, that's pretty exciting to be able to do stuff like that. And if you're talking to a lawyer and they're looking to buy any kind of real estate or business, there they are, business opportunities. Every kind of business is on your website. If somebody, wants a banquet facility, bingo, there you go. Now, for the people that have stayed here, I'm going to show you how theoretically you can make $50,000 by today. How many people would like to learn how to make $50,000 before 5 o'clock in the chat window? Let's do it. Let's have some fun here. By 5 o'clock today, and I'll give you, okay, everybody's answering yes. Stay with me. In 3 minutes, you can agree that I've shown you how to do it. Here we go, people. I'm going to click on pharmacy, either on the business. I do a Control F and type in wanted. These are buyers for pharmacies. But if I want to see who they really are, I go to iciworld.com and I click on search. I could click on business or commercial for this particular example. I'm going to choose keyword searching. I'm going to go down to pharmacies. I'm going to give you all a test in a moment on pharmacies for Ontario. And I'm going to change the haves and the wants to a want. I'm going to give everyone a chance to do it on their mobile phone. Have you installed ICI World on your phone? Anyone? Type in yes if you have. Have you installed ICI World on your mobile phone?
Not yet.
Okay, you can go ahead and do so now. And Sonny,
Yes, Gary?
did you want me to stay and do that? These are for the people that would like to stay to do this, or should I be repeating this in another session some other time?
Another session. We need topics for next one.
Okay, people.
If you give it all away in one day, then we won't have anything for next month. I'm kidding.
Okay, so if you want, install the.
Sometime more is always less is better.
I did promise this group to show them how to make money by 5 o'clock today, and it should
Well,
take me 3 more minutes to do
We
it.
can take it back and they cannot make, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Okay, when you open the app on your phone and you click on commercial, you choose keyword pharmacy, you change the have and a want to a want, you leave it on Ontario. So we're looking for the wants in Ontario. These are less than 3 months old. When I do a search, I think there's 9 of them now. There's 9 of them. These are all people looking to buy pharmacies. Knowing that, the next time you go into a pharmacy, which you could make it a point to go to a pharmacy today, and if you did, you should ask to speak to the owner. And if the owner's there and he comes over and talks to you, you can ask him, if I could get you the price you wanted, would you consider selling? Now I'm asking everyone that's online now, could you do that today before 5 o'clock if you wanted to? Everyone in the chat window, please. There we go. We're getting yeses. So in other words, everyone could speak to the owner of a pharmacy today before 5 o'clock if they wanted to. Could you do this with a restaurant owner today before 5 o'clock if you wanted to? Chat window again. Okay, we're making a point now that every single one of you could be talking to somebody today and asking an owner of any kind of business, doesn't have to be a pharmacy. It could be a restaurant, a hotel, a motel, a gas station. It could be a submarine sandwich place. It could be a pizza. It could be anything, a daycare center. If you're dropping your kids off, take a moment to speak to the owner.
I'm sorry, Gary, can I ask a question?
Yes.
You said we can talk to the owner. What about the agent who posted this?
The agent who posted this, I'm going to click on, I think the first one, I'll click on the first one. And you notice it's Sonny. He has a buyer for a pharmacy. Let's go to
Okay.
the second one. Let's go to the second one. There's another one, Sonny. He has a buyer for a pharmacy. Let's go to the third one. That's Sonny. You've got a buyer for a pharmacy. These are all yours, Sonny?
Yes.
Wanted anywhere in Ontario for a
We
pharmacy.
really
That's no,
need the
that's not
pharmacy.
me. That's not me. No, no.
Okay, this
I'm
is,
into development land, plazas, gas stations, and
into it all.
hotels, not pharmacies. It's just worked out that this is how he's searching right now.
okay, I'll tell you what he's doing. He's keeping his listings up to date. And that's important. So when somebody who has a pharmacy for sale, you can come and see the list, you're going to be calling Sonny's first. So he's taking advantage of an information service by putting his information up here. But
So
everybody else is putting their information here. What I'm getting at is you can call all of these people. If you want the highest and best price for the pharmacy, you might want to call all of these people. So Sonny will have a little bit of competition. Now, the
My
reason,
question,
yes,
sorry, Gary, for interruption. My question was, when, let's say, Sunny is looking for this, you mentioned in your statement, you mentioned that we can contact the owner. That was a little bit of a confusing part for me. Are we contacting the owner or the agent who posted the ad?
I'm showing you how to do business. Step one, if you're not doing any business today and you're sitting just playing with Facebook and wasting time, why not go to ICI World and see what buyers are looking for? When you know that a buyer is looking for a pharmacy, that should get you ready to hop in a car and drive over and talk to the owner of a pharmacy or call somebody on the phone.
I got it. Sorry, I got confused. I thought you were
I'm
referring to.
actually teaching you how to have one end of the business.
Perfect, thank you.
You can actually call an owner of a pharmacy, call an owner of a restaurant right from your home and ask them over the phone, introduce yourself. I'm in real estate. I'd like to ask you a business question. If I could get you the price you wanted, would you consider selling? And they have two choices. Either say, no, not at this time, but you know, I'll take your business card. And if I ever change my mind, I'll call you back. You've planted a seed. And if you make 10 phone calls, you will have 10 seeds planted so that someday, whenever they want to sell, they're going to make sure they call you back because you might end up with the highest and best price. They'll keep your business card. They'll hang on to it. But they might.
In addition to the card, I think you should also get their name and number and follow up with them because sometimes they lose the card or things happen.
Absolutely. And that's where you can have the CRM in your real estate website that has a CRM. You enter them into your CRM and send them something once a month or once every 2 months, a little newsletter or something, and tell them about your website and get them to go to your website and tell them you can search all of this stuff on your website. So when you
Mhm.
become a member of ICI World, you do not send people to ICI World. You will only send people to your own website.
Mhm.
Interesting. Now, the reason we show you the wants is so that you can focus on what people are looking to buy, so that when you're out in the marketplace driving around, or you go to the pharmacy to pick up something for the family, why not, while you're there, take 1 minute to ask to speak to the owner? You're already in the pharmacy doing something for your own family. So you're not wasting time. You're making good use of your time. If you take everybody out for, a submarine sandwich, and you go someplace, even the owner of a McDonald's, if you're going to McDonald's, maybe you should park in front, wait in line, and go inside and ask to speak to the owner. Would he consider selling if you got him the right price? You'll be surprised. He might say, sure, you bring me in 2.1 and I'll sell it today. Lots of these restaurant owners, they just want to sell.
Mhm.
And Sonny, you said something good about a month ago in one of these webinars, that basically if you look like a good business person that can really do business for them, virtually every restaurant business is for sale for the right price. Fair statement?
Absolutely, yeah.
Now,
Everything's for sale.
some of the people that we had in the webinar that we showed them to a month ago, they talked to some of these pharmacy owners, and guess what the pharmacy owner said? He says, you know something? I don't want to sell mine, but tell you the truth, I'm a buyer. If you can find more pharmacies for me, I'm interested in buying. You actually can pick up buyers for pharmacies by talking to business people. So we're giving you something to talk to restaurant owners, to all kinds of business owners. There are buyers on ICI World, and that's why you should be checking the app on your phone, maybe once every couple of days on your mobile phone. Go to ICI World and check what buyers are looking for. Because if you're driving by a Comfort Inn and you're early for your next appointment, why not drop in and go to the front desk in the lobby of the Comfort Inn? And I don't care if you sell residential real estate, go up to the counter and say, may I speak with the owner? And might say, I'm the owner. A lot of the owners at the front desk themselves, because they haven't been making any money. So they're actually there themselves. And then you ask them, I'm in real estate. If I could get you the price for your motel, would you consider selling? He might say, if you can bring me in $4.2 million today, take it away. They might be happy to market it. And if you wanted to see, are there any buyers for motels? This is what I want to make sure that, nobody is telling real estate people about this, that all these buyers are right here. They're all identified. They're qualified. Look at this. There are buyers for hotels and motels. Look at that. You can go from selling $400,000 homes that no longer are $400,000 to selling $4 million hotels just by asking one question to the person who owns the motel. So this is focusing you where you can be doing way more business. And if you don't know how to sell a hotel or motel, who can you call? Please type it in the chat window. Who can you call to help you to sell a motel business?
Call me. Yeah, thank you, Major. You got it right. Bang.
How about
Major,
everybody
we get
else?
along already, you're talking my language. Excellent. Just give them my phone number. That's all you have to do.
So this is an opportunity that you've
Jackie.
got qualified people at your fingertips because of ICI World. That's why we use a picture of a world with a finger underneath it. The world of real estate at your fingertips. That's what our whole theory is for the whole world. You see the whole world behind me. And we'd like to put all the information on every single one of your websites so that your website provides all this information at your customers and prospects' fingertips from your website. They can see all this information. So yeah, the earlier you get this working, and it starts to work slowly, but it can work fast for some. We've had some people they've made $50,000 with 2 hours work. One broker told me. So there's ways that you can get things going fairly quickly, but it absolutely is inevitable that everyone should trigger leads. People, I really enjoyed myself today, sharing this with everyone. That's what I really enjoy sharing it with, and I love to see people benefit from it. And if everyone can remember the first deal that they ever do from information, to give me a call. I'd like to be one of the first people to congratulate you on your first deal. Once you got the check in your hands, I know you're all going to make connections. I know you're all going to get showings. I already know. You don't even have to tell me that. Everybody gets showings and makes connections on our network. I like it. The last step, once you've got the check in your hands, okay, that's what I love, being able to congratulate you. And then you become one of our people that we can actually do a testimonial on. And here's just a few testimonials. Some brokers have done 30 deals on ICI World. You listen to these testimonials. Go to iciworld.com and click on the testimonials, and you'll see all the deals that are being done here.
Oh, I see myself there. Wow. I
Where
didn't see that in a long time.
was that? Oh, there you are there.
There.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Oh, this is my next appointment, people.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Gary. Really appreciate it. You were
I'll
awesome.
be with
10 out
you.
of 10.
I'm just finishing my other appointment. How many people did we have today in the seminar, Sunny? Total?
It went up to about 48 or 49.
48, 49. Thank you, people, for the ones that have stayed this long. I enjoyed.
Thank you so much, Gary. Yeah.